is available in high definition.
I think he misremembers.
SportsCenter Year in Review.
It's all the best that 2008 had to offer.
Anything's possible!
From the 10 best stories.
Expect anything different?
As they say, all good things must come to an end.
To the 10 greatest highlights.
That's one of the best catches I've ever seen! What a goal! It doesn't get any better than this! That's how I feel.
Plus a look back at all the quotes, jabs, and rants in the year's best sound bites.
It's my team. It's my quarterback.
And of course, the good.
Spectacular!
The bad. And the dusty.
Reference will never leave you. World Junior Hockey Champions. Stamps are champs.
Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. I'm Jennifer Hedger alongside Darren, Dutchyshen, and this is the SportsCenter Year in Review. It has become an annual tradition here at TSN to sit back and reflect on the year that was. And this year was truly an historic year in the world of sports, not only the historic performances, but also an historic upset.
Yeah, absolutely. It really was a great year, from the Olympics to Euro 2008 to the characters themselves. Now, when it comes to the National Hockey League, Brian Burke is a very, very strong presence. Former league executive, longtime general manager, Stanley Cup winner, protagonist, antagonist, and now Toronto Maple Leaf. Our number 10 story of the year, Brian Burke.
Do you regret saying what you said about Kevin Lowe?
No. I stand by every single word I said about him and the Edmonton Oilers.
I've seen feuds before. I saw Bill Torrey and Glenn Sather during a Stanley Cup final in the 80s go at it. I've never seen one this bitter for this long.
You go out drink a beer with him. You think he's such a wonderful guy.
Burke's barrage actually died down until the summer. Then, after signing young Duck star Corey Perry to a $5 million a year contract extension, Burke told this to the LA Times. Thanks to the Edmonton Oilers, the second contract has disappeared. You go right now from the entry level to what used to be the third contract, thanks to 2 offer sheets from Kevin Lowe. The Oilers GM had heard enough.
Where do I begin? He's a moron, first of all. I hate the fact that my name is linked to his. He's an underachieving wannabe. You won a Stanley Cup, great. I won 6 Stanley Cups. You want to count rings?
It was getting to the point where they looked like kids in a sandbox. And as entertaining as it was, it had probably gone on longer.
I kind of felt bad for Kevin Lowe because Brian Burke punched him, and then Lowe taps back once. And Gary Bettman goes, whoa, stop it. Wait a second here.
But by year end, Burke would be back in an even bigger spotlight.
So, do you want the job in Toronto as general manager?
No.
Why not?
Because I've got a job.
With that, I am very pleased to welcome Brian Burke as the president and general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
It was a matter of when, not if.
You're talking about the Vatican if you're a Catholic running the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a dream job.
I don't think there was any question in my mind that Brian Burke was destined to be the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You want to play in a great city like Toronto, you will give back to this community, or we'll find you somewhere else to play.
If Brian Burke can make the Leafs a winner, they'll be naming schools after him for the next 100 years.
We want to thank the Leafs and Leafs Nation for giving us this opportunity, and I can't wait to get to work.
A terrible blunder by the Rays.
See why you lose 100 mother games.
They never had been over 500. They never won over 70 games.
Having suffered through a decade of losing, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays were looking to reinvent themselves in 2008. They started off by dropping Devil from their nickname. With the new name came a new attitude.
You got to give Joe Madden so much credit, their manager. Going into spring training, not only talking about trying to win, he was selling on the fact we're going to win.
The Delman Young trade to the Minnesota Twins that brought back Jason Bartlett to play shortstop and Matt Garza in the rotation was really the key centerpiece of what turned them around.
Suddenly, all their young players started to come together at the same time.
Track, wall, gone by Longoria.
Everybody kept saying, yeah, they're good, I know, but they're going to fade. As it got through the month of August and into September, and they were beating the Red Sox, they were beating the Yankees.
High fly ball lifted into left, and that's gone. And you can hear pin drop at Fenway Park.
They proved to themselves, really proved to everybody else,
They were a legitimate force.
There was no stopping the Rays. They fought off all challenges and completed the transformation from worst to first.
Fly ball, left field. Caught! Bottom fishers no more. The Rays are going to the playoffs.
You lose 96 games one year, you win 97 the next year. That's remarkable.
Swing and drop. Deep left. That ball is long gone. Rays are going to the World Series.
If you'd have told me back in April that the Rays would go to the World Series, I would have laughed in your face.
And that ball is absolutely hammered. Phillies are world champions.
We were a last place team years before. That was even hard. This is, I mean, I want to say 100 times harder.
I don't think they're a fluke. I think they can sustain success.
I call the Giants win a miracle. This was probably more one.
Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett didn't want to be called the Big Three. That title belonged to the Boston greats who came before them: Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. They resisted the name, but accepted the challenge. 22 years removed from the Celtics' last NBA title, the Big Three brought home the big one. The number 8 story of the year, the Celtics return to glory.
For the Celtics to be able to come back from some down, lean years.
This is a franchise that has had a lot of issues. Danny Ainge rolled the dice and totally changed the dynamics of the locker room.
Number 5, KG, Kevin Garnett.
If you can bring 1 or 2 people in, they can dramatically shift how your team is.
Talk about the big ticket, get them the basketball down the stretch.
He does this primal scream. They have it up on the board where he just lets out all his emotion. Kevin Garnett puts it all out there. He's raw.
All 3 of them had to be willing to give up their ego, to give up the ball.
Here's got another one. It is over at the Garden.
I think they got better as the playoffs went along.
Garnett with Phillips on him. Using his height. There's that high release. Puts it in. Big shot from Rondo. What a great victory for the Celtics. And now it's on to face the Lakers.
2 teams, the real model franchises of the NBA, back at the top at the exact same time.
And the dream matchup is set up.
How'd they beat him? You know what? They beat him up. That's how they beat him.
He's hurting right now. Certainly not the sight the Celtics and their fans want to see. Paul Pierce in a lot of pain.
Once I felt I could put weight on it, I was like, I had to get back out there and help my ball club.
This is the sight that the Celtics fans want to see. And hear the ovation as he comes popping out of the tunnel.
Good look, good execution, and Pierce rolls. Boston holds serve at home as the series will now shift to L.A.
We can't pout and mope. We got to compete.
Boston trying to pull off one of the greatest comebacks in NBA playoff history.
Do you believe?
Let's go.
It was the best win I've been a part of my whole career as a basketball player.
Kevin Garnett was a great player before. In Boston, he was surrounded by great players and became a champion.
After a 22-year absence, the Boston Celtics are NBA champions once again.
Anything basketball!
Coming up next, our countdown continues.
I am officially retiring from the NFL.
Controversy was a common theme in 2008. Find out where Avery, Favre, and Clemens rank in our stories of the year.
Plus, we give this year's best sound bites one last listen.
Gotta buckle it up and get after it.
And we take a look at the best plays from the past year. Will any of these make it as the year's top highlight?
Incredible stuff here.
We've been counting down the biggest stories of 2008. Here's the list so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory.
For 17 seasons, Brett Favre was a member of the Green Bay Packers. He had become their modern-day Vince Lombardi, a 10-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time league MVP, a Super Bowl winner, and he was coming off a 13-3 season in which he took the Pack all the way to the NFC Championship. It should have been an optimistic summer, but instead, it blew up with plenty of blame to go around. The number 7 story of the year is Brett Favre.
How good a throw was that by Favre? Delivered
He throws the right side, and it's intercepted.
My word.
The season is over for the Green Bay Packers.
I am officially retiring. As they say, all good things must come to an end. I know I can play, but I don't think I want to.
Brett Favre informed General Manager Ted Thompson that he plans to show up at training camp.
We want to be fair to Brett, number one, for what he's meant to the organization, but we also are looking out for the long-term best interests of the organization.
They've been preaching about we want to protect Brett's legacy. How does that protect my legacy if I'm a backup?
It was like he came back home, and all of a sudden his wife was with a different man and moved on.
Brett Favre is an image as much as he is a fantastic football player, but he is replaceable.
He was the closest thing to Vince Lombardi.
Just deserves better treatment than what I'm seeing he's getting.
There's a lot of hearsay throughout the entire thing. Fans got involved. It was very, very messy.
Brett Favre finally sent in his reinstatement papers. He is calling the Packers bluff.
The test of wills is coming down to its final hours. It was an absolute soap opera. It made Brett Favre look like a drama queen.
Was he committed to play football for the Green Bay Packers? And that's not where he was.
And I don't think either side could totally commit after all that's happened.
I think the Packers made the right choice for the long term because 8 years from now, it won't be Brett Favre as their quarterback. They hope it's Aaron Rodgers.
If I had been running the Packers, I would handle it exactly the same way.
I hate to say it, Brett Favre's to blame.
The speculation, the questioning, the following Favre is over. He has been traded to the Jets.
I'll use their term. We're moving forward. I'm so excited about this opportunity.
Brett Favre's going to tear him up.
Fires back in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Favre finds Cole.
But he's been magic all season long.
So Brett Favre is talking about his future, and he's uncertain. What else is new?
Very well could be my last. I don't know.
Oh, Brett.
You know exactly the Pandora's box you're opening up when you say something like that. Next time we believe anything you say, though, will be around June.
Anyone who thinks the book's always better than the movie doesn't watch enough sports. You can read all you like, but something's bound to get lost in translation. Sometimes you just got to hear it from the horse's mouth. Here are the top 10 sound bites of the year.
Idea what you're doing out there. You're going to be sexy. What are you doing? Go, go, go. If you have me, you can see. If you are fast, you can go. I see you. I see you. If you are fast, you can do right choke. What the hell? It's not my fault that you're slow.
I'm tired of losing. I'm trying to get my ass beat, and so are those guys. There's no way out of this. Can't feel sorry for ourselves. Got to buckle it up and get after it. It's got to be a total team effort to turn this thing around, and that's it.
Do you have ears? I've been hearing it for 3 seconds. Do you have ears? Connected to your head? Listen for a second instead of talking all the damn day. You don't think I could have touched the ball? 100% I could not have touched the ball. You're an idiot.
I'm not going to evaluate myself because of someone else's lack of talent or ability to stay in the league. Speaking of Keyshawn, and speaking of Emmitt Smith and Keyshawn, you know, those two need their own show, Dumb and Dumber.
What is wrong with y'all? Did y'all not watch us play last year? Have y'all not? Don't ask me no more questions about whether we're confident that Jose could play. Did y'all not come to the games last year? We gave him the contract that we gave him because we had no idea that we thought Jose could play. We were hoping and praying that Jose could play. Jeez.
The SB goes to Tiger Woods.
I realize that this isn't about being the best golfer. It's about being the best athlete alive. All I did was purposely sever my ACL and broke a bone in my leg. And you know, I still won the U.S. Open. And that's when even I started to believe it's undeniable. I am the greatest.
2 years ago, you guys took our fans on a magic carpet ride. A magic carpet ride. Our fans think you guys are magicians. I believe that's true. This is symbolic. This is the Notre Dame leprechaun. Make them disappear. Let's go.
You know Mr. Pettit well. You described him as a close friend. Would he tell the Congress that one of his close friends was taking an illegal performance-enhancing drug if there were any doubt in his mind about the truth of what he was saying?
Mr. Congressman, once again, I believe in my... I'm sorry?
And I just want you to just go ahead and answer that. Do you think he would do that?
I think he misremembers.
It's really unfair.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
That's how I feel. Damn sick and tired of getting out-rebounded. 25 offensive rebounds. First time we block out, we get called for a damn block out. The entire thing came down to offensive rebound. They got every stinking offensive rebound. We didn't get one. What else do you want to know? I'm not going to sleep.
Coming up on the SportsCenter Year in Review, he's despised by some, a fashionista to others, and front and center on the tabloids.
They haven't figured it out that villains and heroes are what sells.
We look back at a tumultuous year for Sean Avery.
It was better than anyone could ever imagine.
It is official. A changing of the guard at Wimbledon.
Where will the greatest match ever played rank in our top stories of the year?
Plus, it's the best sights and sounds from the past 365 days in the ultimate SB.
Champs are champs!
We're making our way to the top story of 2008. Here's what we've seen so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory. Number 7, the Brett Favre saga.
It is very difficult to talk your way right out of the National Hockey League, but Sean Avery did that this year. Now, there is not a single person alive who has not said something that they don't regret. We've all done it, but Avery didn't just misstep. He put his whole foot in his mouth, skate and all. The number 6 story of the year, Sean Avery.
Sean Avery, the pass. Here they go. Tucker and Avery. To Avery.
You've been voted the most hated man in hockey.
It's probably true, yeah, and I like it.
Call it tactics, call it antics. I've never seen anything like this.
Goes against everything we've been taught.
His antics forced the NHL to adopt the Avery rule, prohibiting such action. But that didn't appease Martin Brodeur.
Everyone talks about how unclassy I am, and Fatso there just forgot to shake my hand, I guess.
Sometimes he can be smart and intelligent, and sometimes he sounds like a grade 3 on the playground.
A despised figure on the ice, he's a heartthrob on the social scene and a fixture in the gossip pages, highlighted by a summer internship with Vogue.
He loves the fact that the paparazzi might once in a while chase after him.
There's obviously a perception in the league that, he likes other things more than he likes hockey, but the fact of the matter is he plays and plays hard.
Run over by Sean Avery.
There's no denying his effectiveness. The Rangers won 50 of 86 games with Avery in the lineup.
Avery shoots, he scores!
Without him, New York won just 9 of 25, prompting the Dallas Stars to sign him to a 4-year, $15.5 million deal in the offseason.
He'll open his jab, but he'll back it up 100%.
They knew what they were getting.
He wants to rip that guy limb from limb, and who wouldn't want to see that?
The NHL does a terrible job of marketing. Nobody cares about Jerome Iginla and guys like that. They're just not exciting enough.
But he just doesn't know when to stop.
They're all panel guys.
Well, I think he can be good for the league, absolutely, because I do believe the league needs villains.
You got camera? Yeah. I'm just going to say one thing.
Avery suspended indefinitely for disparaging remarks he made about past girlfriends.
What he said crossed the line.
He's a selfish ass. That's what he is. He's embarrassed his organization. More importantly, he's embarrassed his teammates.
Show continues.
6 games, $125,000 in lost salary, and anger management counseling. That was the verdict for Sean Avery.
All the other things he'd done in the past that perhaps he'd gotten away with, the NHL decided it was time to punish him.
His return to the ice will not be in a Dallas uniform.
He's got to fix those demons he had.
The fact that he's on this list of the top 10 stories of the year probably thrills Sean Avery, and therein lies the problem.
We in the media helped create the persona that this guy has.
I hate you guys. Why? Because you panel guys are all.
But there's a line, and you can't cross it, and he did.
Former Wimbledon champion John McEnroe called it the greatest tennis match he'd ever seen. The 2 best players in the game on its grandest stage in a marathon match. The undisputed champ knocked down by his arch rival. The number 5 story of the year, the Wimbledon final.
It's one thing, the French Open, Australia, the U.S. Open, that's all fine, well, and good. But Wimbledon is the granddaddy of them all.
It seems more and more inevitable that these two will play for yet another Wimbledon title.
There it is, Federer, French Open champion.
Two of the best players in the world right now, no question.
It's a clash of everything that you define a tennis player by. Those two guys were opposite.
He's the one on clay, I'm the one on grass.
If he has more options to do on court, he can do everything.
He plays so different. He's a lefty and with great talent as well.
And Nadal bends but does not break.
An hour and a half into what would prove to be the longest men's final in history, Federer was all but down and out.
Nadal made a great adjustment to that ball.
Trailing by 2 sets despite having at one stage a 4-1 lead in the second.
What a change at Wimbledon. Rafa Nadal up 2 sets.
The defending champion rallied magnificently following a third set rain delay.
And Federer aces his way into a 4th set.
Clawing his way back into the match before saving 2 championship points in a 4th set tiebreak.
3 in a row. Simply fabulous.
It was a moment that rekindled memories of the genre-defining Borg-McEnroe shootout of 1980. Like an epic battle between 2 prize fighters.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
They matched each other shot for shot till the very end.
That's incredible. 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. And they run balls down like that.
Can you believe he got that? And then Federer hit that shot?
It was a 15-round fight, right in the middle of the ring, back and forth, great shot after great shot.
It is official. A changing of the guard at Wimbledon.
To me, this was the greatest match that I've ever seen.
Very, very happy for win this title. My favorite tournament for me is a dream, playing this court.
That is the most remarkable tennis match I've ever seen.
Sports is based on history, but sometimes you get to watch history being made. And I think that's what we saw with Federer, Nadal.
Our countdown to the year's top story continues.
You're one of my heroes, but it's hard to believe you.
See where Tiger Woods, Roger Clemens, and the Kings of Beijing rank.
A whole year condensed into 2 minutes. The Ultimate SC's on the way.
The best of the year by far.
It's showtime, baby.
In a word, wow. World Junior Hockey Champions for the 4th year in a row. All hail to the new king. That might be the hit of the year. Oh! Oh! Look out, Brian Campbell. Play ball! John Lester's throwing a no-hitter at Fenway. 28 homers.
Boys, move over. The lady is coming through. Danica Patrick wins a twin ring Motegi.
This crowd has come alive.
Kansas takes the title.
His first Stanley Cup playoff goal. Spain rule Europe.
Not your engines!
This is unbelievable.
Jimmy Johnson is chasing history. Everyone else is chasing him.
Big Bob bombing home.
A lot of history and a lot of memories.
Phillies are world champions. Welcome to fame. Now he'll carry the greatest trophy in all of team sports. The best of the year by far. This was a good one.
Our job is not done.
The Stamps are champs.
Lord, help us and save us, cried Mrs. McDavis. It's over. See ya.
What a finish.
We're making our way to the top story of 2008. Here's what we've seen so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory. Number 7, the Brett Favre saga. Number 6, Sean Avery. Number 5, the Wimbledon final.
This next story turned out to be more salacious than anyone thought. A mix of politics, the best pitcher of our time in Roger Clemens, and Capitol Hill. Clemens went to Washington intent on clearing his name before a U.S. House committee. But it didn't quite work out that way. Under oath, Clemens bumbled and stumbled and misremembered. The number 4 story of the year, Roger Clemens.
It's Roger Clemens against Brian McNamee.
I'm going to Congress, and I'm going to tell the truth.
I injected those drugs into the body of Roger Clemens.
It's mano a mano.
Someone's lying in spectacular fashion about the ultimate question.
You become desensitized to lies.
Let me be clear. I've never taken steroids or HGH.
You eventually stop believing anyone because everybody always denies.
I've been accused of something I'm not guilty of.
It was McNamee who claims in the Mitchell report he helped fuel the rocket by injecting him with steroids and human growth hormone.
We have lie after lie after lie after lie. I don't know what to believe. I know one thing I don't believe, and that's you.
I believe McNamee. What does he have to gain? People point the finger at the person blowing the whistle, but quite often those people are right.
The Rockets' best friend, Andy Pettitte, may have had the strongest voice in the entire proceedings, and he wasn't even there.
And this is an excerpt of what Mr. Pettitte wrote. I had a conversation with Roger Clemens in which Roger told me he had taken human growth hormone.
I'm sorry? No, I just want you to just go ahead and answer that. Do you think he would do that? I think he misremembers.
Because it's a new word for Scrabble.
That word is the sort of poster word.
And the fact that his friend, Andy Pettitte, claimed that it was going on, which really hurt Clemens.
You're one of my heroes, but it's hard to believe you.
Like the whole scene was laughable.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that just like through this whole hearings, I was doing y'all a favor.
One of the worst acting performances since Pauly Shore.
Also, Roger Clemens could not be here tonight, or the next 5 to 10.
No matter what we discuss here today, I'm never going to have my name restored.
A guy like Roger Clemens will never recover from what has happened here.
Clemens has set a major league record for strikeouts in a game.
I think he was a great pitcher, but I'm going to misremember that for a long time because of the way he acted this year.
Still ahead on the Sports Center Year in Review, the agony and the ecstasy. Why Tiger Woods feels his win at Torrey Pines is his greatest championship ever.
And it's the only way to showcase the best and worst of 2008. It's the good, the bad, and the dothy.
Big Smooth, come in here, buddy. I can handle that. Yes, sir. There we go.
We've been counting down the biggest stories of 2008. Here's the list so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory. Number 7, the Brett Favre saga. Number 6, Sean Avery. Number 5, the Wimbledon final. Number 4, a day to misremember for Roger Clemens.
Tiger Woods played 6 events in 2008, of which he won 4, the 4th being the U.S. Open. It was the 14th major of Tiger Woods' career, but his first on a fractured leg. The number 3 story of the year, Tiger Woods.
You know, they said basically it's 4 to 6 weeks you're out. I said, no.
So you had doctors telling you you're not going to play. Do not play.
I shouldn't.
I shouldn't play.
As I said, stubborn.
Yeah, and you said I have another idea. I will.
That might be the knee there. He is in major pain here.
I think it's remarkable that he was able to do that. Listen, walking 18 holes 4 times on a leg like that's incredible. Never mind playing golf.
And the first major grimace of the day comes for Tiger, who has been using his clubs as a cane.
That hurt him big time. It makes you sick to your stomach when you're hurt feeling like that.
Pain hits, the pain hits. So be it. It's just pain.
Here comes Tiger Woods.
How does one guy come up with so much of that? This has been absolutely remarkable. Get the knee up on ice, Tiger. You've got another 54-hole lead in a major championship.
Even if you weren't a fan of golf, you had to be amazed by what Tiger Woods was doing during that tournament.
He's fallen out of the lead. How's it going to end here at Torrey Pines? Rocco clinging to a one-shot lead.
He's not going to do it again. And of course it rolls in and you go, Why did I ever doubt him? Of course he was going to make it. It's Tiger Woods.
Unbelievable. I knew he'd make it.
How could you bet against Tiger Woods making a 20-footer down the hill to send the thing to a playoff? It's unbelievable.
Rocco, you've got Tiger for 18 holes tomorrow.
Better watch yourself tomorrow, pal.
Tiger Woods, unable to perform maybe beyond 90%, is still better than everybody else on the planet.
You are seeing something very, very unusual in the final few holes of a major championship. Rocco is going to have himself a one-shot lead with 3 holes to go. There's the birdie he needed. Sudden death we go. This to stay alive in sudden death. And in one of the most remarkable performances of his career, Tiger Woods perseveres through Torrey Pines and wins a 3rd U.S. Open championship.
I'm done. I really don't feel like playing anymore.
What Tiger Woods did in the U.S. Open was absolutely remarkable and should be looked upon as one of the greatest individual performances ever in sports.
It's sort of my toughest win. Yeah. And it might well be my best, yes.
Tiger Woods, I think, ultimately will be the best professional athlete ever to play a sport.
You know, it is a small world, Dutch, and this year it got even smaller. Governor Sarah Palin taught us all a very valuable geography lesson this year when she revealed that she can see Russia from her home in Alaska.
Yeah, her vision really was remarkable. For a little clarity on the year that was, here's James with the good, the bad, and the Duffy.
My fellow Canadians, this is a historic night and a defining moment for our nation.
Spectacular!
Tonight, I will do what you have asked me to do. Woo! Give you sports bloopers. Hey, Dutchie!
A place where all things are possible.
Reverence will never leave you.
Okay, they're having some fun.
Marc-Andre Fleury leading his team out, took a tumble onto the ice.
Get in your face.
This is absolutely inexcusable.
He gave a little forearm shiver. In your face.
I've been called a maverick. I know a couple of people beat Michael Phelps right now. Seriously, I'm telling you, and I'm one of them.
Getting the fed up of his life.
Big Smooth, come in here, buddy. I can handle that. Yes, sir. There we go, Big Smooth.
Rocky is here.
And we will fight it.
You hear? You have ears?
I can see Russia from my house.
You're an idiot. We've become a nation of whiners.
Tired of damn losing.
Cannot win with them. Everybody.
Stop yelling at each other.
Can't do it. Boing. Bam!
Oh, my goodness.
It's the answer spoken by young and old.
We just wet the bed.
We've all had it happen.
Someone who marches to the beat of his own drum.
Jumps up and then the high five.
Are we not doing the challenge portion?
To do this, you have to be one of those little freaks from Cirque du Soleil.
Just make sure those slap shots are right on the net.
This is the bridge to nowhere. There will be setbacks and false starts.
Maybe one of the all-time bonehead plays.
I will listen to you.
It looks like he's in agony over there.
Give me a kiss, people.
And that is leadership.
Up next, we are down to 2.
For the medal, touchdown Giants.
Which one would be the top headliner of 08?
It doesn't get any better than this. Rick Nash, how do you
And see where Rick Nash's goal ranks in our top 10 highlights of the year.
We're making our way to the top story of 2008. Here's what we've seen so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory. Number 7, the Brett Favre saga. Number 6, Sean Avery. Number 5, the Wimbledon Finals. Number 4, a day to misremember for Roger Clemens. Number 3, Tiger's triumph.
The Beijing Games may have opened under a cloud of controversy, but they will be remembered for 2 of the finest athletic performances ever. 8 gold medals for American Michael Phelps made him the story of the Games. 100 meters from Usain Bolt crowned him the undisputed king. The number 2 story of the year, the Kings of Beijing.
Freak, Aquaman.
Usain Bolt has a step. Usain Bolt blowing away the field.
Wins the 100 meters in world record time and doesn't appear to be trying.
Another awesome display from Michael Phelps.
I've talked to people that never watched the Olympics, that were glued to the television set every time Michael Phelps swam.
That is the fastest any human has ever covered 100 meters.
Bolt is just electric. Pardon the pun.
Absolutely, Michael Phelps going for the world record. No gold medal question here.
It's the greatest Olympic performance ever.
When you beat the best the world has to offer 8 times in one Olympics, that's a greater accomplishment than the world record.
Phelps driving to the wall. It is a world record.
For him to swim a heat and have 15 or 20 minutes off and come back and do a final and set a world record, it's remarkable.
It's a two-man race for the gold medal. Will Cavich be able to hold on to the lead?
Cavich is going to spend his entire life thinking about that last little glide.
The ultimate lesson that you do not stop racing until the race is won.
It's going to be a close finish. Here they come. Michael Phelps, number 7 by 1/100th of a second. He has tied the great Mark Spitz.
I'm old enough to remember people said it'll never be broken. He broke it.
Lezak coming to the wall. The Americans take the gold medal. Michael Phelps gets number 8.
Imagine how many things Michael Phelps had to do perfectly. How many starts, how many turns, how many strokes.
Michael Phelps showing in Beijing is one of the great accomplishments in Olympic history.
I don't know if we've ever seen a guy with such sheer athleticism and raw power.
The men's 100-meter sprint is not only the glamour event of the Olympics, it is the most competitive event in the world.
And off. Bolt is up well. Big strides, full speed. Usain Bolt makes it look easy. 9:68, a new world record. What a champion performance from Usain Bolt.
It almost makes it more magical, historical, that he still ran that fast a time while dogging it the last 25 meters.
When he slowed up and raised his hand, I had no doubt that he could do the same thing in the 200.
This is the first time we've seen him run through the line. 1931, a new world record. 2 world records in the same Olympics.
Usain Bolt runs faster than anyone in history in the 100 and the 200. That to me says that he was the star of the game and the star of the history of the game.
Great as Bolt was, you have to give it to Phelps. To equate Bolt to Phelps, Bolt would have to also run backwards and win, hop on one leg, and do the potato sack race.
Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps, no question the defining athletes of the 2008 games, but maybe, just maybe, the defining athletes in the last 50 years in the Olympics.
Yeah, it really was remarkable. From the fastest 2-man on land and sea to the top 10 plays from this past year. And this might be the most difficult process, distilling 365 days of great plays into the 10 best. But here they are, our top 10 highlights of 08.
First down at the 17. Here he has time, looks to the end zone for Arlen Bruce. Did he catch it? Oh, he did. Sensational. That was just tremendous concentration by Bruce. Touched his arm, his hand up in his shoulder pads, onto his left hand, and he turns around and presents it. Wow. Unable to hook up with Franzen, but Franzen steals. Took it away from O'Byrne. Moving in. What a play! What a goal! Johan Franzen.
There's a little washing machine move on Carey Price. What a move by Franzen. He's asking Mark Hughes, can I go up and get involved? Here he comes. And why not? Oh, and Joe Hart is still way out of his goal. Get your head up, get your head up. Well, Ryan Giggs hasn't seen that fact. Here's Rooney. He might. And does. And to take this corner.
Threes or lower after that. Deep fly left center. Reed Johnson got a good jump on this. Dives. Did he catch it? Oh, my. He did. What a catch by Reed Johnson. That's one of the best catches I've ever seen.
see this play over and over and over again for eternity in baseball. One of the greatest catches you'll ever see.
To the end zone. Ray for Tucker. Did he catch it? He did! He caught it! It's a touchdown! Unbelievable! Jason Tucker! Goodness!
Winston-Salem State, Morgan State is back up in their own end zone.
He looks deep. It is complete. Out at the 45-yard line. Edwin Baptiste makes a tremendous catch.
That has got to be one of the greatest ones you'll ever see. Look at the replay. Baptiste going up and grabs it, lands on his back, and makes the catch. And I could watch that replay all day long.
Pekka, outlet pass for Rick Nash. Nash now tries to split the defense and walk in. Nice move. Another nice move. He scores! What a goal! It doesn't get any better than this. Rick Nash, how do you do?
Oh, baby! My goodness gracious! Holy moly!
Still ahead, these highlights didn't even make the top 10.
Game saver! LeBron James with no regard for human life!
Find out what the highlight of the year will be when we return.
Plus, you've seen the top 9 stories of 2008. Find out what number 1 will be when we return.
It's a great story. In my eyes, David versus Goliath.
We're making our way to the top story of 2008. Here's what we've seen so far. Number 10, The Life of Brian. Number 9, the Rays go from worst to first. Number 8, the Celtics return to glory. Number 7, the Brett Favre saga. Number 6, Sean Avery. Number 5, the Wimbledon final. Number 4, a day to misremember for Roger Clemens. Number 3, Tiger's triumph. Number 2, the Kings of Beijing.
The time now for our number 1 story of the year. And all season long, the New England Patriots had crushed their competition, compiling an 18-0 record. It was compelling and precedent-setting, and all they had to do was beat New York in Super Bowl 42, and their season literally would be perfect. Instead, our number 1 story of the year turned out to be a gigantic upset.
The AFC champion Patriots carry a perfect 18-0 record into Super Bowl 42.
Everybody talk about a dynasty. Our dynasty starts today.
I don't think it's fate. I just think they got beat up by a better team on that day.
Manning throws and completes for another first down. 3 for 3 on 3rd down. Giants strike first tonight. Maroney right side. Touchdown, New England.
I think the job Steve Spagnuolo did on defense for the New York Giants was absolutely tremendous.
They still running the same. They just getting to it in a different formation. We got to identify that. I said, let's go.
Belichick, that's the first time I'd ever seen him go, I don't have an answer for this.
Manning over the middle. Pass is caught. Kevin Boss. 3rd and 4. Manning slings it over the middle. Touchdown Giants. David Tyree.
We get the ball. We got to do something with it.
On 2nd and 1, Welker over the middle. Play action. Brady lobs it from Moss. Over the middle. There's Falk. Brady throws. Moss. Touchdown.
17-14 is the final, okay? 17-14, fellas. 1 touchdown, we are world champions. Believe it, and it will happen.
It's a play where when the ball snapped, Eli's in the pocket, and you think for sure he's going to get sacked.
Pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet.
He barely escapes, and then he heaves up this ball it looks like it has no chance. And of all people, David Tyree
airs it out down the field. He had one hand, and he was using his head to compress the ball with his hand. It is caught by Tyree. You will never see that again in another Super Bowl game.
Keeps the drive alive. 3 plays later, Eli Manning able to go down and throw the game-winning touchdown pass to Plaxico Burress.
The New York Giants are the Super Bowl 42 champions. I don't think New England lost that game. I think the Giants wanted the game more than the Patriots.
It's a great story in my eyes. David versus Goliath.
It was an unbelievable game, and one of those ones, we look back at classic Super Bowls, that will be right near the top.
Which brings us to our highlight of the year. It was called the Phantom in the Giants playbook, and since its completion, it's been called everything from Hail Manning to the Double Miracle to Flea to Tyree. The #1 highlight of the year, the catch.
Manning takes the snap. Back to throw. Under pressure. Avoids the rush, and he's going to fight out of it. Still fights out of it. Now throws it deep downfield. Wide open Tyree, who makes the catch. At the 24-yard line. What a play by Manning. He's eluded 3 sacks. He runs up to Mike Terry and calls a timeout. And what a catch by Tyree with 58 seconds to go. Oh, my God. This ball's thrown, and Tyree just goes up for it like a basketball player. And Eli, man, I don't know how he got out of there. I thought he was on the ground, and then he came out of the pile and just slings it.
What a catch and what a year. You know, around here, sports is life, and this year, life was good.
Yeah, 2008, the best year ever. From all of us here, including Jennifer and myself, thank you very much for watching, folks. Have a happy holiday.
Available in high definition.